In recognition of Black History Month, the Pan-African flag was raised today in Woodstock, first at the Oxford County Administration Building and later in Museum Square. The event highlighted this year's national theme, honouring Black brilliance across generations. A reception followed inside the Woodstock Museum, featuring a historical exhibit and a spoken word presentation exploring stories of resilience and perseverance. For spoken word artist and committee member Dwayne Kumala Thomas, Black History Month shines a light on stories of people who face adversity and rise above it.
Although we call it Black History, I encourage everybody to look up their own history and understand that we've all overcome. We've all been in this type of situation before, and it's a pleasure when people kind of get that knowledge and don't feel like they just have to celebrate on behalf of Blacks.
Woodstock's own history as a destination of freedom along the Underground Railroad was also a key focus of today's ceremony. Mayor Jerry Accioni says proclaiming Black History Month in the city is a proud and meaningful milestone.
We want to recognize what people endured to get here and appreciating what that means to our past history for those families that are still, some are still here today.
Throughout February, the libraries of Oxford County and Woodstock are offering exhibits, book recommendations, and learning sessions to help residents explore the region's Black heritage. Organisers say the month is a reminder to learn, to listen, and to continue building a more inclusive community, one story at a time.
Strathroy Caradoc has received an Award of Excellence from the Economic Development Council of Ontario for the 2025 Canvas and Culture Art Fest in the Visitor Attraction and Tourism Product Development Rural category. The Canvas and Culture Art Fest took place in September 2025 and was a collaboration between the municipality, the Downtown Strathroy Business Improvement Area, and The Right Place.
And these are long-term gains, right? It's tourism, so something different. Attract people here to town, get them to know Strathroy. Right? You're not going to increase greatly that day, but what you really want to do is put in the back of people's minds, Strathroy is a great place to visit. So that's the metric.
The event aimed to demonstrate the attraction value of arts and culture in a rural community while supporting local businesses and creating an engaging experience for both residents and visitors.
Strathroy is growing, so it's an overall picture, right? I mean, obviously downtown Strathroy in general, but you know what this is all about? This is about attracting business, about attracting people to visit our community. So anything and everything we can do, it all fits together as part of the bigger picture.
The Community Services Master Plan is a long-term strategy for council and staff that will provide a set of recommendations that will highlight how best the municipality should plan and invest in the community's parks, facilities, arenas, beaches, trails, and recreation programs over the next 5 years. What we would like to hear is, what are we doing well, and where are some areas of improvement? There's a lot happening within Central Elgin, and being such a large geographical community, we need to hear from all aspects of the communities, from Belmont to Port Stanley and all points in between. We certainly want to make some focus on the older adult communities, look at some age-friendly actions that, for those individuals, where can we do programming that relates to that? What kind of amenities do we need? Do we need different facilities? Do we need other opportunities that we need to explore further?
We've experienced a lot of growth in the last really 10 to 12 years with new facilities, renovations, like the renovations that have happened here in Strathroy, establishing what we've called our comprehensive library strategy, where we have 5 large locations throughout the county that offer a variety of services. So that was a real period of growth, and now we need to know, what the next period of growth and change should look like for the library. So engaging community members, vendors, agencies, and the local municipalities on where they're seeing that growth, where we may need to expand library services, looking at new locations, and really the sky's the limit. But having that plan in place so that we can move forward and continue to adapt and change. I do believe there will be opportunity for that community engagement, whether it's through surveys or interviews. We definitely want to hear from people about what they want their library to look like.
The London and St. Thomas Association of Realtors, also known as LSTAR, has released its latest home sales update.
The 2026 January sales stats have just been released. They're not as great as that we would have hoped, okay, but they are not that bad either. So in January of 2026, there were 1,068 listings and 341 sales. We have right now 6.6 months of inventory, which has put us just slightly into that buyer's market.
LSTAR's 2026 chair says the St. Thomas region is performing better than some other areas.
The overall region is down a bit. However, St. Thomas is actually doing not too bad. Okay, so consistent with the December of 2025 numbers, January of 2026 still keeps St. Thomas just slightly into that great little sweet spot of a seller's market.
In Strathroy, numbers are also consistent with December 2025.
The January 2026 numbers show that the Strathroy region is into just a slightly bit of a buyer's market.
Tiller says several factors contributed to slower sales this January, one of them being the snow.
Typically in the last 5 years, we had snow, and then we had defrost, and then we had snow. This year, we've had snow, 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 with no chance of defrost. So buyers, they can't really see what they're going to buy. The roofs are covered with snow. The yards have snow. It's been a little bit challenging for them. We've had open houses closed because of snow. So it's kind of scared our buyers off a wee bit. But on the plus side, February is a great time to get out there. Check out the doors. Are they drafty? Look at the windows. How are they performing? So, I mean, there's pluses and minuses to every market.
The Strathroy Jets have finished the regular season with 15 wins in their 20 games and are set to face the Stratford Irish in the first round of the playoffs. The Jets were led in scoring by Brandon Prust, who had 26 points in 13 games.
Regular season went well. It's kind of good to be, back in the dressing room. I think that's one thing you miss with the hockey, that camaraderie with the boys, and just being back in that intensity. I remember, that game. I think we played Alvinston at home, and it was packed house, and I think that's the most fun I've had playing hockey since I retired, for sure. So.
Not only have the Jets played well here at the Gemini this season, they've also made a big impact in their community.
Most of our players are from Strathroy. I'm born and raised in Strathroy, and so Strathroy is important to us. It's our home, it's what grew us, and so we thought it was important to also do stuff off the ice. We had a great year on the ice, but we also raised over $30,000 for different groups and organizations in Strathroy, and it's pretty cool to see in my hometown. So there was a whole bunch of people, volunteers, staff, players and fans that put that together, so we've been very fortunate.
The Jets will host Game 1 of the playoffs on Friday, February 13th at 7:30 p.m., Game 3 on Saturday, February 21st at 5:30 p.m., and Game 5, if necessary, will be Friday, February 27th at 7:30 p.m.
I think we have a much better team, or we've got some new guys in the lineup, and by the sounds of it, sounds like we got a better chance to beat these guys this year.
This Friday, we're trying to get a decent crowd, so we've got Easton Cowan, Toronto Maple Leaf coming out to drop the puck. We have our new LED Jumbotron installed, and yeah, we're trying to get a good fan experience instead of just the hockey game. We want it to be a nice night out for the family.
Children's Hospital sees about 60,000 children from Windsor to Tobermory as far as the Manitoba border when their local hospital doesn't have the services and equipment that is required for the care that they need. So we want to make sure we have everything that is required in our hospital, and that only comes from community donations. So events like this are really important.
We picked the challenge over a fundraiser just because this is what we're good at. This is what we know. And this is something we can all get involved in throughout the whole company, from the design aspect to the actual challenge itself. It's taken the whole team to do it.
Just want to thank Chad Healy and all his team at Great Floors for all the work they did in making this happen today for the new Yonka Oncology Center at Children's Hospital.